Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.
Coming up on Broward Teen News, we're here at Cypress Bay High School to learn a little bit more about the home of the Lightning.
Stay tuned to learn about what's hot on Netflix,
A special charity event,
a gift shop empowering diversity,
and much, much more. Hello and welcome to Broward Teen News, Cypress Bay High School edition. I'm Samuel Pombo.
And I'm Madison Turner, and today we're going to take a look inside our school to showcase some of the amazing things happening here in Storm.
Like our first story, which has an event covering an important cause.
Today was a Go Red for Women fashion show benefiting the American Heart Association in partnership with me, Commissioner Guzman, and the Sawgrass Mills Mall. This has been happening for many, many years with the American Heart Association. It started in, I believe, New York, with the Macy's, all the designer shows, and so I really wanted to bring that here in South Florida, and why not here in my city, Sunrise? Before I share my story with you, I just want to acknowledge everybody that's here, all of the vendors, all of the participants, the models, the sponsors. I really appreciate you. So I started this because in 2012, I suffered 2 heart attacks, actually one a week prior, which was a silent heart attack, and a week later was a massive heart attack. I didn't know what I was dealing with until I went to the hospital, and they told me that I was 99% blockage in my heart, and I needed to have a stent placed in order to survive. So here I am, fast forward 12 years. At the time, I was a single mom with 2 children, 2 years old and 4 years old. So it's important for me to share the story because I couldn't imagine my children growing up without a mom.
My experience with heart disease in 2019, I lost twin boys in February and March. Then my company exploded July 4th, and then I had a heart attack because of stress 2 days later on July 6th. Then because I took it to heart, I got pregnant, and then I lost a 3rd baby boy. So I lost 3 baby boys and 26% of my heart in less than 10 months.
I would just encourage anyone to go on to heart.org, which is the American Heart Association organization, and there's a lot of statistics, a lot of advice, or anything of that nature.
Don't get depressed. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Everybody has a story, but take your story and motivate people.
Here at BTN, we have the pleasure of working with other schools to find out what's going on here in South Florida.
Here's a story from Seminole Ridge High showing an unusual coffee shop.
Tucked into a shopping plaza in West Palm Beach, we found an unusual combination. A print shop, FedEx drop-off, and coffee shop, all in one. Owner Norman Froscher gave his coffee shop an appropriate name, Grumpy Man Coffee.
It's Grumpy Man because I don't smile. It's not natural for me.
Despite his grumpiness, Froscher provides customers with a multitude of coffee beans to choose from.
We have 8 different single origins from Latin America and Africa. And then we have a couple of different blends that we do.
His product names reflect his attitude with names like Irritable Caramel Macchiato and Almond Hold the Joy. Sydney Shepard is a frequent customer of the store. She says the coffee shop makes her comfortable.
The fact that I can bring my dog and I don't just have to worry about people coming in and being rude or anything, and they're so welcoming. I feel like some coffee shops, they have like a vibe about them where it's like if you don't fit into that vibe, then you don't want to go there. Like you just feel like you don't fit in, but everyone fits in here.
Grumpy Man Coffee, despite its unconventional name, is able to positively impact customers who walk in by serving them coffee and even shipping their mail, all while servicing with a smile. For WSRH Extra, I'm Brock Flinkarte.
This is a Gothic store, very Victorian. I'm located here in Eclipse Aquarium in Long Beach. So the Victorian Goth comes from Europe. We have a bunch of nothing but black, a little bit of white, splash red, purple. It expresses how you feel. I mean, people think it's depressing, but it really isn't. It's just a ways of expression themselves.
I think it stands out. You get a lot of looks, negative, positive, and I think it's pretty cool.
It's never been accepted, the scene. You had to cut up your own clothes and make your own ways of fishnets and make holes on it.
I also got that red kill scarf.
You know, people think that, oh, we're just outrageous, reckless, destructive. No, it's just a way of expressing ourselves.
It's pretty cool to see other people's faces. It's like they either light up or they get really disgusted by how you look, and you just have to like power through, you know?
And I come from a Latina culture, so it's not accepted, and it was like just satanic. And my mom, she even threw holy water at me. Yes, it's gone that far. And you were just never accepted. You were always a weirdo growing up, so.
My mom's like, she kind of looked at me, she's like, that is a statement.
Being this way, I'm the most happiest. This is the true me.
Chiropractors. Everyone loves them. Right? Picture this. Your name is Dee Palmer and you're a con man. What? A con man? Yes, a con man. It's the 1880s in Davenport, Iowa, and you, like most other people, want to make a quick buck. What do? Naturally, you figure that your best possible option is magnetic healing? I don't know. You go around telling people that they each have their own spiritual magnetic energy, and that by using your own magnetic energy, you can cure basically any disease by just waving your hands around. And it works. Until science comes along. Newspapers start bashing you, so you decide to try something else. See, you have a janitor, and this janitor is partially deaf. One day, he tells you a joke so funny that you can't help but slap his back whilst laughing. A few days later, his hearing gets better. I'm not making this up. Now, even though the nerve responsible for hearing is nowhere near your spine, you claim that you healed him. And people love it, enough to attend a school for it. So you make one. In 1897, the Palmer College of Chiropractic is founded, and everything's going great. It becomes a revolutionary cure-all method for every single disease ever. You're making so much money that... Sorry, one sec. Yeah? Oh, you just got charged with practicing medicine without a license. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. But hey, you pay the bail, come back, and your son, BJ Palmer, is taking over the business. Now you're pissed. So you decide to open a new school like 2 blocks away from the other one. And if you think that's petty, somehow it gets worse. This time, to avoid getting arrested, you hide chiropractic under the guise of religion. That way the government can't stop you. And you play deep into this. Quote, I have received chiropractic from the other world. No one has laid claim to that, not even BJ. To get back at your son for taking your business, you publish this backhanded hate letter. How does BJ respond? He runs you over. Literally. In October of 1913, Dee Palmer dies when he's accidentally hit by a car, being driven by BJ. After that, BJ takes full control. And if we cut to present day, chiropractors are a household name, even though they aren't even medical doctors. However, most of them are just misguided people with good intentions. After all, chiropractic has been proven to provide short-term relief for back pain, but it's still important to proceed with caution and educate yourself. If there's one thing we can take away from all of this, it's that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. Anyways, I'm Brian Baumfim, CB-TV.
You know, I really feel like playing pinball, but I can't find an arcade that has one.
Actually, there's one in Delray Beach with plenty.
Really?
Yeah, reporters from Seminole Ridge are here to tell us more.
The Silver Ball Retro Arcade and Museum in downtown Delray Beach is home to many classic pinball machines that serve as a blast from the past.
For the young kids, Silver Ball is cool because we're retro. For the adults, for people in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s years of age, this is a trip down memory lane.
While most museums feature rare items you can't touch, Silver Ball encourages you to get your hands on their displays and play.
The museum is everywhere because above every game that we have its history. We have what it's known for, the year it was born, the company that made it. They go back, the pinball games go back as early as the early 1950s when there were wooden baseball games. The games travel in chronological order up and down the lanes.
Not only does this museum dive deep into pinball history, but the museum also has an emotional upbringing.
Rob Ilvento and his wife Jean's eldest daughter is on the spectrum. He, being involved in the food industry, he was at a food convention. He had his eldest daughter with him, and he saw that she gravitated to a pinball game.
This led Ovento to not only buying one pinball machine, but enough to fill 2 whole Silver Bar arcades.
This nostalgic blast from the past is definitely a highlight in the downtown Delray area, one that is sure to bring joy to all for many years to come. For W Search Extra, I'm Isa Fontecchio.
Many people believe the moon landing was a hoax. One piece of evidence to back this is if you look at the pictures, there's no stars in the sky. This is not because Stanley Kubrick forgot there were stars in space. This is actually because of the black sky paradox. Before I tell you why there were no stars, let me give you some context. In 1955, the space race began. The United States and Soviet Union were competing to see who could get to space first. The United States could have just faked it and won the race to scare the Soviet Union. But that doesn't explain why there were no stars in the photos. The answer is actually really simple. With no atmosphere on the moon, the sunlight is not diffused and it's very strong, meaning from the moon's surface, everything is super bright. For the astronauts to even be able to see, they needed very dark visors built into the helmet. This also meant for the camera to be able to see, they had to turn the image very dark. So the sunlight was so overpowering that you couldn't see any of the stars. Imagine trying to take a picture, but there's a flashlight pointed at the camera. You'd have to lower the exposure to be able to see anything. If they hadn't lowered the exposure, this is what the moon landing would have looked like. This means either the moon landing was real or Stanley Kubrick is just a genius. My name's Andrew Dunham, CBTV.
Hey, Sam, how tall are you?
Like 6'1". I haven't checked in a while. You don't have to check, don't worry.
Okay. Giovanna went across the bay to find out if students are really lying about their heights.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Giovanna Sheldon, and I'm here at the Cypress versus Western game to find out if you guys are lying about your heights. Let's go. Do you think that people lie about their height?
Yeah. 1000%.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Of course, this one.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
How tall are you? 5'6". Can I check that? Yeah. Oh, you're barely 5 feet. That's not true. This is wrong.
Why you always lying?
How tall are you?
5'10".
Can I check that? How tall did you say?
5'5".
I think you said 5'10".
5'5".
How tall are you?
5'10".
5'6". I think you lied.
Side-eye. I don't know how tall I am.
Okay.
I know I'm like near 1.70 centimeters, but I have no clue.
What is this? You're 5'7". Ah! How tall are you guys?
5'4".
I'm 5'5".
I actually need to know my height. I don't know it.
Oh, so I'm your doctor now. You're like 5'3", 5'2", 5'2", 5'2".
Are you serious? I'm 5'2".
Ooh. Oh, okay.
How tall is she?
You're like 5'5". Oh, actually? Well, it looks like most of you guys aren't lying about your heights. I'm Giovanna Sheldon, CBTV.
Junior's Barbershop in Jupiter, Florida brings one man's passion to another man's profession. Steven Jr. is the owner of Junior's Barbershop, and his manager, Yvonne Diaz, says he wants the shop to spread his joy of rock and roll with those who come seeking a fresh cut.
Love this rock and roll shop is a piece of him. This is his love, music, arts, hair, creativeness.
From graffiti on the walls to electric guitars, this barbershop is decorated with memorabilia from decades of rock and roll history.
It keeps the barbershop flowing. You know, I mean, I'm not really a rock and roll guy, but it kind of rubbed off on me.
Barber Ruben Castillo says working at Junior's is really satisfying for him.
You know, when you enjoy what you do, it's not a job, they say. So to me, it's like I'm just having fun all day long.
Not only do the barbers resonate with the music, but so do many of the customers.
The music they play here reminds me of when I was younger, the music growing up, rock and roll, and the whole theme and motive is pretty cool here.
Amidst the musical vibe, Diaz says she has gained something from her work that's much more meaningful than just a salary.
We have grown up together with these people, and so they're more like a family, and then we have a rock and roll family.
Junior's Barbershop is really rocking and rolling their business day by day as they continue to go off their own beaten path. For WSRH Extra, I'm Caitlin Clark.
Netflix has more than 35,000 hours of content on its platform, and a library of over 50,000 titles. How can you figure out what to watch? What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Santi, and this is what's hot on Netflix. In the Tall Grass is a gripping psychological horror film based on a Stephen King novella. I would recommend it for its suspenseful atmosphere and mind-bending plot. The story follows siblings lured into a mysterious field, where time and space become distorted. One standout technical aspect is the inventive cinematography, creating an immersive and disorienting experience. It's a must-watch for horror enthusiasts. Another great piece of content set in an alternate world is the Black Mirror episode Nosedive. The episode follows Lacey Pound in a world where social rankings dictate one's lives. It delves into the consequences of a reputation-driven society. My favorite aspect is the innovative use of a fictional rating system that influences characters' interactions and daily lives. I highly recommend Nosedive for its thought-provoking exploration of social media obsession and its impact on society. As the characters in the Tall Grass have to deal with the disorienting unknown, the characters in the series Space Force have to deal with another uncharted territory, outer space. Space Force is a hilarious and satirical take on the creation of a new branch of the military. The series follows General Mark Nair as he navigates the challenges of leading the Space Force, providing a humorous look at the absurdities of bureaucracy and government. And although being comedic for the most part, there is great attention to detail in depicting space-related technology, adding a touch of authenticity to the comedic chaos. With the stellar cast led by Steve Carell, the series manages to deliver sharp humor and clever wit. That's all for now. I'm Santiago Salguero, CB-TV.
Down the busy street of Termino lies a booming coffee shop. However, hidden inside is a shop where embracing individuality is their equation to success. I sat down with Yvonne Marquez, the owner of the shop, to find out more.
So Adelita's Revenge is a collective of different artists, makers, creators, crafters, authors that spotlight and highlight our marginalized community, like the indigenous community, the queer community, the Latino community, and women specific. Adelita's Revenge sells cultural gifty items, so from like clothing to greeting cards, jewelry. So we sell a little bit of everything.
Yvonne knows firsthand the struggle of fitting into a society that frankly doesn't accept her.
I'm a second-generation American, and I never felt very connected to my roots because my parents didn't teach us how to speak Spanish. So I thought, well, I love my culture. These are my roots. I'm queer. I came out when I was 18. And so I just wanted to provide a space for people like me.
And she has certainly created a safe space for a lot of people. Throughout the globe, it is estimated that 75% of the LGBTQ community are still in the closet, with around 35% of closeted individuals in Latin America alone. As we know, in the Hispanic community, queerness is not the most accepted.
Right.
We've all seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
Does that influence your reason why you opened the shop?
Absolutely. Because I came out at a time where it wasn't very accepting. I still hold all that in, and I wanted to make sure that we had that safe space for other queer, younger generation. So it's important for me to make sure that we have that space here.
Through Adelita's Revenge, she provides for her community in a special way.
I would say the mission of Adelita's Revenge is to create a safe space for you to come in and feel like you are home, that you are seen and heard and loved. That's our mission.
I'm Zane Vidal, reporting.
Well, that wraps it up from Cypress Bay High School. I'm Samuel Pombo.
And I'm Madison Turner. If you want to see more stories like these, like our Broward Teen News Facebook page.
See you next time.
Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.